Most guys start with girls.
Yeah, same, yeah. Today I'm joined by one of my fitness inspirations, Dr. Mike Diamonds. Thank you so much for doing this, spending time with me today. So besides being a recently qualified doctor last year, Dr. Mike Diamonds also has a YouTube channel where he gives out accurate science-based fitness information. So please do make sure you check that out at Dr. Mike Diamonds on YouTube. And if you want that one-on-one training, make sure to visit his website, Sculpt by Science, for again science-based one-on-one training to help you achieve whatever physique goals you have.
I appreciate you, my G. Thank you.
We had good conversation off camera, but you know, just for the people, I just want them to also identify with you, at least for the people who don't know you. How did you get into fitness? You know, what inspired you and who inspired you?
Okay, so for a long time, I always enjoyed eating. I still do enjoy eating, and I can eat a lot. Reference to my 20,000 calorie challenge videos, and I pick up weight easily. And I remember I was in this room. I was studying at UCT at the time, and there's this girl that I liked. We're having a study group, and a friend of mine came in. He was wearing a vest. It was summertime, and then she was like, as he left, she was like, "Wow, did you see his biceps?" Like telling me that. It was like, it was heartbreaking. So I was like, damn. So first of all, it was like obviously to be more attractive to girls. It started with that, and then when I seriously took fitness into serious consideration was when I had moved to Russia. I just spent so much time drinking, partying, right? I thought like, okay, cool. I graduated at UCT, so I wanted to redo the whole party thing again, right? Because that's uni, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I was like, pause. I think like 2 months in, I was like, I'm not gonna redo what I did at UCT again. Like, let me do something different. So the first step of that was to lose the weight. And then that time nobody was posting like Instagram transformation. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna tell everyone I'm gonna do it. So let's see what they say. So I started posting my transformations, and it was like getting a crazy amount of engagement. Like that time it was so taboo of being half naked online. It's like, okay, you're just shirtless, it's easier for a guy. Just fast forward, I was introduced to like Christian Guzman, I was introduced to Sean Thompson, a lot of like different YouTubers, and I was like, you know what, this resonates with me. I feel like I can do something, especially as a black man as well. I didn't feel like, I still don't feel like we're well represented, so like I try and do my best. So even like now, fast forward to 500,000 subs, as you can imagine, social media has its own dramas. I'm trying to also do something for the black man, just so people can also find like some sort of inspiration, you know? Because I was that guy looking for it, and why not be that guy and more? So yeah, that's basically how I started with fitness. It was first for girls, and then it was for my own transformation, and then I was just so passionate about it. 6 years later, I'll probably do this till I'm 50. Most guys start with girls.
Same. And for those of you who don't know, Mike Diamonds actually used to drop his videos, and he used to stay actually with like in a dormitory, right?
Yeah.
You know, so how was it like actually? So number one, was it how many people did you live with at the time, and how was it, balancing number one, medicine, living with a lot of those people, and still doing YouTube?
Yeah, it was wild, man. So I moved to Russia. Day one, they put us, and no exaggeration, they put me in a room with 3 other people, and they were all Asian people. And the room was so small, I had to live for 2 weeks out of the suitcase. The ground was so dirty. that I get sick, man, because I have allergies and stuff. So I cleaned, and you just see like the thickness of dirt. So I ended up moving out of that place, moved into another place that we moved from three to just 2 other people besides myself, and I actually had a transgender person as a roommate for the first year, which was like eye-opening. So I went from a place of being, you start taking a lot of the things, you start appreciating and having your own room with your parents, to living with like 3-4 different strangers. So what happened was like, I was just trying to adjust around those people. So if you watch my older videos, I would angle the camera in such a way that you couldn't see that there were other people there. So I mean, for me, it was just like an escape, man. Making those videos and trying to create content was like an escape for me. So I never knew that I would eventually move out because of how hard I worked over those 2 years. But I had to adjust. In my second year, I had a racist guy. He was like super duper racist. So like, besides balancing medical school, besides balancing living with other people, then the guy had to also be racist,
How did you deal with him, man?
I'm just, my mentality, right, is overcome. If you can like overcome anything, if you just continue pushing forward, you can't be defeated. It's the same thing with like, okay, COVID happened, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna just chill and do nothing. I'm gonna overcome. And I feel like just after time passes, you just become a better person, right? Because you can always overcome adversity. So that's just my concept in general. It's like overcome adversity. Don't play victim. Just be better.
Exactly.
Just say, okay, cool. This has happened to me. How do you react to that? And if you watch interviews of Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Elon Musk, all people who are somewhat successful have that common trait of overcoming adversity. Exactly. Like consistently.
Have you ever had an injury before?
No. I had one. I sprained my back once. That was last year, but it was not like a permanent. I was just gone out for the weekend, so it wasn't like where I had a bad one. But I've always been very cautious, as you now saw with the workout. I'm very, very cautious with the way I lift. So I've never had any problem, knock on wood, any like bad injuries.
And we pray it stays that way.
Yeah, and
I can also say the same. Man.
Yeah, you just lift like the smart way, and there shouldn't be any reason. If you also just mature in terms of the decisions with the weights, you'll be fine.
Form over ego.
Oh, always. There's times,
Hey, when that honey walks in, man. Gotta flex. So what would you tell your younger self from what you've learned now, if you could go back in terms of fitness?
I wish I knew a lot more about nutrition earlier. So that was the thing that pissed me off, right? Is that I had a friend of mine who got into crazy shape, and I asked him how, and I'd helped this guy plenty, and he just didn't want to tell me. He's like, pay me. And I hated that. I was like, bro, it's such simple info you can give someone to change, but you want them to pay you. And that time I was dead broke. I had zero, I had nothing. Long story short, I put the work in and I searched, and I read. Obviously a year had passed and I'd made all these mistakes with regards to like my own fitness, to eventually know, okay, this is how you can control tracking macros, calories, and all those things. So I wish I'd learned it earlier. I also wish that I maybe got a coach earlier, just because it would have, all the money I'd spent on buying supplements and food, I could have saved if I'd had a coach, just because it's optimized. So if I was like, throwing darts, I was throwing darts and missing the whole time, getting closer but missing, instead of having a coach the first time and then just hitting the bullseye, my physique would have been tremendously different. I have guys who I've met who said, I started lifting because of you, and they followed my advice. They look 10 times better than me just because they took advantage of that knowledge, of training and nutrition. So I wish I'd knew it earlier, but that's just how life is. You wish sometimes you'd been introduced to the gym earlier, but things take its time.
I really like the way you break the macros down, the calories down, why you eat at a particular time. So it's something that I also feel is not really emphasized enough, in terms of the fitness industry, in terms of, you actually need to be eating diligently, and you need to be eating well.
Yeah, I feel like you'll see a lot of people, so you get two different people. You get guys who are super motivated, and then they just eat super healthy. Cool, you'll see a massive difference on that already, just because you're changing the composition of your food, which will result in a change in composition in your body. But it's sometimes they take it to extreme, and you get guys who just make smart decisions. Who are like, you know what, I want to eat protein 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I want to have some sort of whole food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then they'll throw in a snack, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they'll see tremendous progress, and there's logic to that. Now, if you look back at the science, there's reasons for why those people will see a better outcome. The same with, like, I was having a convo with a guy, with my barber who was cutting my hair, that someone can diet on eating 3 KFC twisters a day, or you can eat, which is roughly 3,000 calories. Try eat 3,000 calories of clean food, and it will change dynamics.
Yeah, it will be huge.
So if you find a balance,
more variety.
if you find a balance, that's like, you'll have long-term success.
That's true, yeah.
And I think even now more so, I've almost told myself not to be so strict, and I've seen, my body progress in that aspect.
So it's like, it's like more about longevity.
Exactly.
More about longevity.
Because what's the point? What's the point of suffering for 3 months and then not looking like you've done anything the other 9, which has happened to me. But as you say, you live and you learn.
Medicine.
Cool.
So you recently just finished.
Okay.
Are you going to go into internship immediately?
Yeah.
Or
So
do you have, because I was looking forward to doing internship with Dr. Mike Diamonds, Yeah. So how's that looking, man?
Yeah, man. So I was like super excited about starting like internship and starting to work, because I think if you want to go back and see what my passion is helping people. That's me at the core. My mom's a nurse, so I've been roaming catheter hospital since I could work, basically. Since I could walk. I started UCT 2011, and then I graduated 2020. So that's 9 years of like consistent studying, man. And okay, cool. You go work, do an internship for 2 years. Those 2 years of your life don't belong to you, really.
They really don't.
As a healthcare professional, you're giving it to your patients.
Exactly.
In terms of like, I've done an internship with Dr. Goodman, for example. 6 days a week, 12 hours, with 1 day off. So basically every waking hour, you're in the hospital. And I think the best was to take a break, both for my own performance, in terms of when I would have finally decided to step into the hospital, and also just for me to be able to know, okay, cool, this is what life has to offer.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of friends who've graduated and they're done, and I've been lucky to hear their own experience. There's no rush. There's absolutely no rush.
Especially the stories we hear.
Exactly. There's no rush, man. There is a rush on what you can do at your age, at my age. So I think like that's how I've taken it differently. So for the first time, I think this is the first time I really have control over my own life, in terms of like, if you're in the middle of semester, you can't go anywhere. You can only you can travel once or twice. And the moment you enter internship, 2 years, you're not doing anything else.
Yeah.
Honestly, not everyone has that. Not everyone has that opportunity that I have to be able to pause. So I want to take advantage of that, and it's kind of what I work for. Look, man, I have my 30s, my 40s, my 50s to go and do the work I need to in the hospital. Everyone is under different circumstances. I'm not saying like everyone should do what I'm doing or take a break. Sometimes it's not advised, but at the end of the day, do what's best for you. Sure. And I think what is best for me is, discover, learn a little bit. And every single day now, I'm learning a lot more about myself. the discipline I've had in medical school, I'm making sure that I'm transferring it on in terms of like business and social media and all that. Yeah. You grow up. I'm independent now, and like financially. So, you know, if you don't work, you don't eat.
Hey,
if you don't work, you don't eat. It's very different.
You need to say that again.
Yeah, if you don't work, you don't eat. It's very different from being in medical school. Cool, you're going to classes, you're grinding, but at the end of the day, you need to be able. You're one day gonna have a family that you need to be able to help. You're one day gonna need to pay medical aid. All those things, bro. So, like experiencing life at a different angle can help you a lot.
When are you going to release that Pokemon video?
Yeah, so the Pokemon video, man.
I'm holding him to it, guys. I want to see that video.
So yeah, I'm the biggest. I'm a Pokemon fan. Long story short, I could never afford Pokemon cards as a kid, but it was like my biggest passion. Literally, all I watch is Pokemon videos. If you go on my YouTube feed, it's just Pokemon videos. So it's this factor of nostalgia that I'm getting back. But it's coming. It's coming. I'm just trying to build a good story to it. And I might even go as far as like having a full Pokemon channel in the back. I'm telling you, man, it's massive. It's massive. It brings you can see how, by the way I speak about it, brings such a joy to my heart. Because it has this, it has a factor of nostalgia, and it's so innocent, man. It teaches you a lot of good values. The actual story itself teaches you a lot of good values, and it's you know how people play games. I don't play much Xbox and PS.
Yeah.
I enjoy Pokemon. So it's coming soon. Coming soon.
Okay, awesome.
Pokemon soon.
It's coming soon, guys. Mike Diamonds, I'll definitely hold you to it, man.
It's coming, bro. It's coming. The video will be crazy when it does. Best believe. Best believe. It's gonna be a movie.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's gonna be a movie.
So, is there anything you wanna let the people know? Anything?
If I'm assuming that anyone watching this is probably going to be someone who's really close to you, your family, or people within your genre. Number one is like, life isn't linear. So life isn't linear. Don't think that what you're doing that is guaranteed. 2020 showed you that. Allow yourself to learn different aspects and different things in the world, and try and experience new things. And always, every single day, try and be better. But we'll leave it there. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on your channel, brother.
Thank you, man. Make sure to lightly smash the like button.
Gently.
Subscribe and also hit the bell, man. White Coat Athletics signing out, man. Peace.
Cheers,
Thank
brother.
you so much, bro.